What's going on, world? It's your boy Gary Rogers. We're here with the creator and director of the film North Hollywood, Mikey Alfred, along with the co-stars Aramis Hudson, Angus Cloud, Nico Raga, and Ryder McLaughlin, who's going to be a star of the film. First off, Mikey, we're going to pinpoint to you, what made you actually want to do this? What did you feel like you had to say with this film?
I feel like my whole life been skating and filming and hanging with the bros, and anytime I would watch a movie about skating, it just was never right, you know? And since I was like 12, I always told myself my first movie would be about NoHo, in NoHo, put all the homies from NoHo in it. And then like express, you know, the thing with my dad and my parents, like, and my whole life, both my parents were like, I don't give a fuck what you do, your ass is going to college. Period. 6th or 7th grade, I knew I'm not going. I want to skate. I like skating. I like filming. I like making movies. So there was a lot of tension over that. And I kind of just poured that into the film, you know?
Knowing that you also did mid-90s and everything like that, so this is not your first film set, you're not new to this, you know? And then filmmaking, bro, like, I don't know nothing about filmmaking. I just know that people point a camera, they know certain angles. Bro, how long did you study that type of stuff? Because I know you got certain type of storyboards, you drew things out, you did a lot.
For sure read a lot, for sure watched hella movies, and then just kept it super open. You know, Nico, Ryder, Aramis, Angus, y'all can all speak to this. Every scene in the movie, we talked about it as a collective mind and came up with what it should be and how it should go and how it should unravel. So, you know, I definitely did my part and I'm happy with what I did, but I feel like the real prep was in everybody's like collective mind.
Here's something I'm pretty sure everybody's like kind of wondering. This is your first film on your own. You're just a producer on mid-90s, right? Bro, how in the hell in your right mind do you get Vince Vaughn out the gate for your first film? Like, that don't make no sense, bro. It's like, you know, that's not an entry-level star. As far as like, you know, the homies are also in mid-90s. There's not a lot of star power. You created stars throughout the film, you know, Sonny being a future star, Ryder being a star, you know what I'm saying, like that. But it's like, how do you get Vince, bro?
You know, shout out our casting director, Carmen Cuba. That was her idea. She's like, I feel like Vince Vaughn would be incredible for this, and I like that too.
And he plays your father, correct?
Yeah, he plays a version of my dad. And, you know, it was like, that's the idea, we're all hyped on it, we start to reach out. He actually is into it, and he's open, but he keeps bailing on the meeting. He bailed 5 times, 6 times. And I wrote a letter and just said, you know, hey, like, I really am such a big fan of your work, I think you're such a great actor. But, you know, if you're not interested, like, it's all good. Let's just move on. We don't have to keep, like, bailing on the meeting and stuff. And he replied to that letter like, hey, it's nothing like that at all. I've just been working on some other films. You know, I do want to sit down. Eventually, we sit down and, you know, we meet at a Starbucks. It's like, we're just sitting outside. I'm hella fucking nervous, like, hella nervous. Vince is huge. He's tall as shit. He's like caveman, you know, height, 6'6". And when he walks up, there's like a, you know, a little bit of tension between us. I'm sure he's just kind of like, who is this kid? What is this about? First thing I asked him is, you know, what was you and your dad's relationship like? And right after that question, it was just, you know, 3 hours of talking about the movie, talking about life. And that kind of like is what started to get him like, okay, maybe I'll really truly entertain this. And we kept talking. He gave some notes on the script. But the moment that really like sealed the deal was when he met Ryder. We sat down, we practiced for what, like 3 hours maybe, Ryder?
Yes. Long time.
So let's actually switch it over to Ryder real quick. Talk about that moment meeting Vince Vaughn, bro.
Meeting him for the first time was spooky. Spooky.
Biggest dog shit.
He's intimidating, very.
Yeah.
He doesn't like give that energy off, but he's, you know, it's Vince Vaughn. Me and Mikey sat down and like read through all of our scenes, like me and Vince's scenes together, and just like kept doing them and getting him down so that when I did meet him, I was like, I didn't even have to look at the script. Like, oh yeah, let's go to that scene. And I just knew it. I was ready to like get it going.
I want to give a big ups to Mikey because I swear the preparation beforehand made actually filming it so much easier.
To switch it to Aramis, bro. Done a lot of television work and things like that, bro. Now you doing Hollywood movies. What was that switch like for you, bro? Like being from where you from and everything like that.
So the television work, I would say was, they all like, it's all fun. But like the switch to go from like the television to, because my first movie was with my friends, so it's like a big difference, you know what I'm saying? So like I felt a lot more comfortable being with Mikey, knowing that he ain't gonna judge me because he'd just walk up and be like, yeah, run that back, you know what I'm saying? Instead of like being like in front of all these people and they just like, it just feels like their eyes are just like piercing through you if you mess up, you know what I'm saying?
And let's go to Angus. You've worked with another huge star, and then you come to work on this skate film, which you already like grew up in the skate community and everything like that. I know it wasn't too, it wasn't too drastic for you. How did you feel about this set and working with Mikey and everybody?
Man, like Mikey said, it was a lot of freedom on the set, you know, or like not like freedom to just go crazy, you know what I'm saying, but freedom for
judgmental
creativity,
freedom.
You know what I'm saying?
Freedom.
Yeah. So like we was all over there vibing and then catching the vibe on film, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I feel like the other production for the TV show Euphoria was like it had a little more like
pressure. You get the pressure. It's
control,
yeah,
I would say, you know what I'm saying? Like it's less like freestyle.
Nico Haraga, same thing. You did Booksmart. By the way, bro, you did amazing in that motherfucker. You heard me? That's all I
Can we
paid
clap it
attention
up for
to.
Nick sometimes?
Look, they all did good, but you did the best in my eyes. You feel me?
Yeah.
Coming from that, how'd you feel about actually being able to work on a film full of your friends? I know you made a lot of friends on that set too, people that you guys actually can call longtime friends. But then working with your brothers on this, how did that feel? Yep. Android. Yep. Android. Droid.
Wait, I'm frozen?
Bro, we didn't hear shit you said, boy. We heard.
Was frozen, bro.
You gotta start over,
Disney.
yeah.
It's cause
Straight.
you on the fucking Samsung, brother.
Wait, no, that doesn't matter. Bro, I got full bars right now.
They got a Dell laptop.
Make no difference, bro.
Yeah, let's try this again. It was amazing, right? Felt like I completely cheated the whole system. It was beautiful working with all my brothers all at once. I feel like, yeah, we just kind of, it didn't feel like a job, you know? It didn't feel like work. It just felt like, you know, another day of when we were younger, just all linking up and doing what we love to do.
I want to ask Mikey, hardest day on set for you, go.
Sheesh. Hardest day for sure, 100%, was filming the last scene between Ryder and Vince. You know, I have to admit, I'm not ashamed. I was crying like a fucking baby sitting at the monitor because, you know, it was like, that was a real combo.
That's your story too.
Yeah, and people I know around the world can relate to that. You know, you have that moment with your parents, dad, mom, or whoever that parental figure is, where you're like, yo, you want me to go to college, you want me to be this person that I'm not, and I gotta be me, you know?
Since Mikey actually pinpointed on you being a part of his hardest day, let's take it to Ryder, bro. What was the hardest day on set for you? Because I'm about to find cap in a lot of you boys right now. I already know the hardest day, so keep going. Go ahead.
Hardest day was me watching Ryder trade that 10 stair, bro. That was the hardest day for me, bro. I'm not gonna dare you.
Is that day? And the scene Mikey's talking about, the last scene, because I could not get through the lines for Vince's coverage, and I was so frustrated, and I was like, all right, like I knew everything else, like easy, and that's like the most important scene. So I'm like, now I'm messing up in front of Vince Vaughn. And then when I got to my coverage, I had it down because I was like beating it into my head.
My hardest day was the first day. It's because it was just like the transition from living my life how I lived before the first day of set to going on set, and after doing all the lines and trying to memorize the lines, got there and blanked for like the first scene, like literally the first scene. I blanked out and I kept getting it wrong, and then I started feeling like I started thinking I was like dumb or something. I was just like, what is wrong with me?
Stupid.
Stupid.
Like, hey, what am I doing here, bro? I'm not a real actor.
I think it was the day that we shot in the little alleyway, where Adolf and Jay confront Michael. It was hot. You know, it was a lot. I think we were getting complaints from like the people next door. It was hectic, and I was just like all in my head. I remember Mikey heard me say over my mic, because I was mic'd up. I think I said something like, "I'm fucking over this." Like, Mikey comes over.
Didn't you like keep messing up?
He's like, "You good, bro? You know you're mic'd, right? I can hear everything you're saying." I'm like, I know.
I'd be like, don't be listening to me right now. I swear to God, whoever's listening to me, sign off, bro.
Nico lying about his day because he was the reason why we had to run that scene back 40,000 times. So
wait, which one?
I don't want to hear it's hot outside. I don't want to hear that. No.
Wait, which one? Wait, which one?
In
The scene there?
right by Val Serve, yeah. That was your fault.
No. I killed that scene. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, you killed it. It just took you about 40,000 tries. You killed it.
It did take a while. I told you, because I was feeling a little hectic.
Hot.
Hearing Nico talk about when he was talking into the mic, like, you know, I'm fucking over this. There was a similar moment like that with Ryder when we were filming the lake. And, you know, the lake, it has a warning on Google that says you can like catch a disease. An article had came out a few weeks before we shot that there was all these bugs like infesting it. So Ryder's pissed. He's like, I don't want to be here. Why are we doing it here? Let's just do it. There's a pool right there, like Gary was saying.
I'm picking the sweet, frustrating moments. I'm not picking the like
the actual turmoil,
I'm
mental
angry.
despair.
I don't want to talk to anyone. I'm a walk.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But okay, what's your favorite memory about being a part of North Hollywood?
Here's the first thing that popped in my head when you said that is the day that we filmed at Bob's Big Boy. Because I grew up hanging out there as a kid, all the old school cars, and that same night, I don't know if y'all remember, but we were in the parking lot and we were listening to Drake and we were jamming and dancing and singing, and Malcolm was like taking pictures, and I remember feeling like, damn, this is a legendary moment. Like, we're really making, you know, the debut Illegal Civ, like, feature film.
The one I remember the most that I don't think I'll ever forget, I don't know if it was the same day that they did the opening scene, but I remember it was at that school for sure, and when we rapped. And everybody know me on set for being a Mr. Jokester and playing too much and tough at and like all that. And then when it rapped, and then they all seen me cry, and we was all crying together. And it was just like, they never seen me like that, and I never even seen me like that. I was thinking to myself, I'm not gonna fucking cry, what the fuck, cry? And I cried, and then it was like.
The rap was cool, man. We was all like, oh, we could get some free clothes now? Like, what's got? Let's pop it.
My favorite day on set had to be like, I think all the skate park days. I think I like just being able to skate on set and not having someone be like, do you need a stunt double? Or like,
having
I do my own stunts, motherfucker.
I like that all that made it in the movie, and it's like it's us doing what we started off doing, right? So it's like portrays such a sick thing. And I love that we all got to show it in a
Hey, so book our line. We don't need no stunt doubles for skating. We can actually do
none
this.
of that.
I think this is the first movie that is actually about skating that like is really cool to me. But like this is the first movie, like there's a shot where we're just skating around the park, and I think it's just me and Angus. We're just skating
in the
around.
morning, bright and early. That was like 6 a.m., 7 a.m.
And it's like, it looks so pretty. It's like, it's not like fisheye, like, whoa, skating. Like it's like if somebody that doesn't skate is just sitting at the park from afar watching you.
That's
like,
exactly
skate.
what I was thinking right before you said it, bro. Like the outside perspective, just like someone like just being like, oh damn,
Yeah.
that's cool. You know, because it looks cool.
There is a huge misrepresentation. It's either reflected in the early 2000s or it's the, you know, older culture. It's never really been like how it's supposed to look today, I feel like, in that realm of life at all. You know, there's other things like there's Betty's, there's the mid-90s and all these other things that are coming out about it. But then that's girl skateboarding, which is new. It's beautiful, it's growing, it's newer though. They, you know, it's like, this is something that's been established like for a long time. It's never had this type of representation. I want to ask like Aramis, how do you feel knowing that you're going to be a part of that change? You know, that makes actually skateboarding look like when a kid can go to the theater and look at it and not be like point out any, how Ryder was saying, the cornball aspects or the over excerpts and shit like, hey, you're supposed to spin more in the air or some made up shit that doesn't really happen. It's an actuality, bro. How do you feel?
So the difference between like this skate movie and like the rest of them, no disrespect to the rest of them, that was a template that we just broke. But this movie is about skating, and for every kid that has a question on how to become a skateboarder, that's what's important. Like in that movie, it literally represents how the struggles of not being able to, like, not being sponsored, going to the skate park because you see like pro skateboard, like it's cool, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it answers so many questions just by watching it. And if you do skate, you'll look at it and be like, bro, damn, this is literally it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And you can
So, like,
choose
to know
which path do you want to choose, you feel me?
Yes,
Out of all
and
three
it's like a life
characters,
story,
you feel
all
me?
intertwined.
Unico and Ryder,
Yeah,
you know
all
what I'm
intertwined.
saying?
It's like a braid. It's literally like a braid. And I think that's what's so important. And to like, for Mikey to write something out like that, like that's insane, because anybody can like write skateboarding. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you go jump, like how you say. And maybe that might look cool to people. That might get people going to skate. But this is so much like more. It's like, if you want to skate, like it's gonna hurt. You're gonna get disrespected by your parents. And you're gonna have to, like, you know, you're gonna have to like break friends off. Yeah, just so much more. So like this.
And if you want to go pro, my bad, keep going, brother.
No, go ahead, because like you're gonna have to take another step in life, whether that's leaving your parents,
like going
friends.
pro, that's a full, you gotta eat, breathe, and sleep and shit that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's fully commitment, bro, from day one. Like, you can't start skating at 19, 20, 30, 21 and think you're gonna go pro. You already gotta been skating since 12 at least.
Yeah, your body got to
You know what I'm saying?
Your body
Like-
has to. Your body has to actually know at a certain age that this is what I'm about to do. Nico, just kind of being like, you know, obviously growing up in the same area together and everything like that. I've seen how you were like really thrown into. You could have been just either a model or just an actor, or done all these other things, but you stayed with the love of skateboarding.
I think what it was growing up, and at that school that I went to, that private school. I was with all these kids, right? That were, I mean, kids you could picture at a private school in Marin, and very parents didn't like me, didn't like that I sagged my pants, wore backward hats, bleached my hair, and didn't like that I thought skateboarding was fun. So when that became a thing, I think I was almost more like rebellious and being like, well, I'm gonna keep doing it then. Like, fuck it, dude.
When
Like,
people tell you not to do something,
I was just
make
like,
you want to do that shit more, for sure.
I don't want
That mental, for sure.
I met the people that I grew up with skating also were the people that I'd been looking for my whole life, and not at this private school that I had nothing in common with these kids. But outside, when I go home to the city every day, I grab my board, I go link up with those fools that have the same passion I do, who don't come from where I'm from or come from where I'm from. Like, it's all different communities, and we all see eye to eye on that, and we all love
Straight
it.
up.
So it's just like that is what attracted me, attracted fuck out of me to skating when I was younger, and still to this day. Like, it's just something that I always bond over.
Yeah, I definitely like grew up at the skate park. You feel me? Like, I learned a lot of shit over there in West Oakland.
So, Mikey, let me ask you this, bro. What are your hopes for this film?
I hope that people really love it, and I hope that it becomes a sleepover classic. To me, that is like a sign if your movie's good. If little kids have a sleepover and the mom's like, you know, what movie do y'all want to watch? And they all unanimously say, North Hollywood. It's like, that's what I'm looking for. You know, I want it to be a classic for kids.
All right, bro. The skate culture has grown since you've seen in, bro, how am I blanking about this? I'm sorry, Street Dreams, movie like that. It said it was like 12 million skateboarders. Skate is 5 times over. It's huge. It's a time, I feel like now it's at its like little peak moment to where it's about to switch to the things that are gonna happen next summer for it. I'm not gonna mention those things right now because the world already knows. But I think
low-key they don't know though, Gary. People don't know that skateboarding is gonna be in the Olympics for the first time in history, the same year that North Hollywood is gonna drop.
What's crazy is I feel like we can all genuinely say like, this needs to be seen because of what needs to happen for the growth of how the thing we've loved since children is about to skyrocket. We need to be right there because we're willing to do it right. Can everybody agree on that?
Yeah, for sure. Like, because check it out, like, we all grew up skating, right? Like, everybody didn't like think we was hella cool for that, bro. They thought we was kind of weird for that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, this shit changed, bro. Like, people walking around with skateboards just to look cool. They don't even know how to ride the shit. You know what I'm saying? And females like, oh, you know how to skate? Like, all of a sudden, like, yo, y'all was hating on the kids. Like, what? Like, 5-6 years ago? Like, yo, chill.
Like, that's what made you weird and different from the other kids. We all come from a different background. Aramis from Compton, I know.
Mikey happened to listen and go to college. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like weird. It's like, but at the end of the day, it's like, remember when you were calling me weird? It's like,
I think of those same things, bro. I think of those same things. Me and Aramis reflect on that a lot together. We look at our lives and like the things that happen and the things that are not portrayed in front. You can't judge us on what we really go through. You just have to see how much we love what we love and we're staying on that path.
Bro.
Yeah, bro, it's not out there. It's not evident for anybody. How does North Hollywood go against the grain of what a black director is really supposed to make? Because let's just say this. In Hollywood, all we have is struggle films. 12 Years a Slave, this slavery, this fight, this first black athlete that had to go through this stuff. This guy's been on the bus. Now you're coming in, we live great. We know we are who we are. We're proud of who we are in our skin. Life is beautiful. It's not all struggle. This is a beautiful culture. You also are representing that. How does that feel? Because you're not doing that usual, hey, I'm the black kid or anything like that. Like, you're actually making something that's, what? Black film director about skateboarding. So how does that make you feel?
You know, the kind of normal expectation of black artists and just black people, period, in my view, is rooted in the native son complex. And the idea behind that is that, you know, there's this book, Native Son. The main character, he's black, and he comes from the slum. And throughout the book, it's him trying to rise out of his bad situation, you know, into where he wants to be. And that book became recognized as the authentic black person. So when you see someone like Carlton, who doesn't come from that background, immediately in the minds of the people, he's thought of as like corny, or he's fake black. And that same thing mends into art. So, you know, who are the most popular black artists? The guys that are servicing the native son narrative. There's a different book called The Invisible Man, where the main character,
I've read that one.
Yep, the main character, he comes from a more like middle-class family. And that black experience is totally ignored. And you know, even in the book, he says, I'm invisible simply because you choose not to see me. So it's like with NoHo, right? When I'm a director and it's time for me to go out into the marketplace, you know, I pitch this movie to everyone. And when people would say, you know, you want a white person to play the version of you, and you want an older white guy to play a version of your dad, it didn't even make sense to them. The thought that a black person could take their story and have the perspective to view it as a human story and not let race get in the way, it's really hard for people to understand.
You know what's also incredible about that is you could easily tell the struggle things. You have friends from all over Los Angeles, the world, let's not even say LA, that live all these lives. You've been in the middle of certain aspects, but you know that there's a brighter side to all this. Why are we still stuck on like, let's tell this story? We hate this and we gotta
Well,
get
the
on our back to
reason that
achieve.
we're still stuck on that is because of the native son thing. It's deep. You know, and it's not gonna change in one moment or one press release or, you know, the Oscars saying you need to check the diversity boxes. You know, this kind of stuff is deep rooted. This
is
this-
Hollywood, baby.
This stuff is, you know,
Hollywood, baby.
Pull it out. Pull it out. I don't care how thick she is. Pull it
films
out.
like ours where look at our screen, everyone's so different looking. And when you came on our set, there was all different types of people, all different types of genders,
that's right.
sex, all that stuff. And, you know, that's the future, bro.
Ain't nothing to be explained. And it's like, Ryder, would you want to say anything?
I think the change that needs to happen in Hollywood is the change that we're doing. You know, Mikey didn't pick all of us out because he needed a diverse skate team. It just happened. Nobody
It just
told him he had to do that. He did it because he wanted to. And all of us wanted to, you know, be friends and skate and do all this stuff because we wanted to, not because someone told us to do it or like, oh, this will look good if you do this movie, you know? You know, as Mikey, oh, Mike knows to make a movie? Okay, cool. There's no like deeper thought. Like these are my bros. Whatever my bros want to do, you know, I'm a phone call away.
And then let me just actually get like a wrapping kind of on this. Mikey, do you have, you know, this is done. This is behind you. This is your first one. This is your baby. Do you have any other ideas to continue directing, and what would be the next film you would want to direct?
Hey, so Gary, let me ask you a question. You know, since middle school, been dropping full lengths. High school, you start dropping docs. Get out of high school, make mid-90s. You think I don't got the next script ready to go?
Hey, bro.
Literally.
You got two.
Literally the second NoHo is picked up, I'm on to my next film. 100%.
And with that, we just gonna say thank you guys for watching. Looking at the North Hollywood, Zoom, Complex. You feel me? Look out on illegalciv.com for the trailer of the film. That's gonna be coming soon. I appreciate everybody being here. Is there anything anybody else wants to say? And if
I want to say thank you, Complex. Thanks to
one
bro.
love. I love you guys.
Shout out San Francisco, greatest city ever.
510, you feel me? Oaktown business. You already know what the fuck going on. Town business to the fullest.
So he's got a great combination of really understanding what he wants. He's got it really planned out. But then he also can kind of be inspired by things, and he just runs a terrific set. It's really nice and easy on the set, and everyone is excited to be there. I think people are excited about the material and about him. I think he's got a great group of people around him. He's got terrific taste, and you know, this is a personal story to him. And I think he really works from a place of trying to investigate things that he thinks are truthful, but at the same time, you know, be entertaining and really knows how to hold a story.